Good evening, and a very warm welcome to everyone who is present here, and also to our online viewers on YouTube, Facebook, and webcast. A very good evening to all of you. And today's evening is a very special evening because we have got a very touching topic which says the skill to heal and the spirit to care. And for this topic, we have our speaker here tonight. Her name is Dr. Kinnari Murthy, and she actually is based in New Jersey. She works as a research coordinator in the Einstein Institution in Philadelphia, and it's really our pleasure to have her with us in London today at Inner Space Wembley. So I would like to call upon Sister Kinnari, who is working professionally in the Medical Healthcare Center, but as well as she's been practicing Raja Yoga meditation for over 30 years now. So it's a perfect combination of skill and spirituality both together. So over to you, Sister Kinnari. Welcome. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening to all who is present here and also virtually. Om Shanti. It's the greeting of peace. On this day when it is raining, it's nice to see that you had the courage to come. I'm happy to have you all here. And yes, it's an interesting topic. The skill to heal. When we hear the word healing, there's so many things that comes to the mind, whether it's treatment, whether it's cure. And talking about skill, take any part of the body, whether it's the eye, whether it's any part of the body. There's a huge science, there's speciality, super speciality. There's a lot of skills, there's learning, experience, different kinds of treatment. But when we look at the word care and the word healing, treatment is one thing, but the word healing, do you know what the word healing means? It's like coming back to the wholeness. One is to cure. I got a cut and it got cured. But to heal is where it comes back to its wholeness, right? And the word says, the spirit to care. When you hear the word care, what are some of the qualities that come to your mind? Caring physically for somebody, yes, you are a care provider. And you could be a care recipient as well. No? When you hear the word care, you are giving to someone. But what are the qualities that you see in a care provider if someone is giving care to you? Compassion, yes. Compassion is one of the qualities that we see. I was thinking of taking the analogy of the cancer cells. Cancer? Yeah. There is a personality that the cancer cell has compared to the normal cells. You know what is the personality of a cancer cell? The mindset or the thinking of a cancer cell? It always has one mantra. I want, I want, I want, I want, I want. I want more oxygen, I want more nutrition, I want more blood, I want, I want, I want. Now what is the personality of a normal cell in the entire being, in the entire body? You know what is the personality of a normal cell? It will aim for the wholeness. It will work, it will think of the whole body and place its demand. Say, suppose the brain suddenly needs more oxygen. So there will be some parts of the body which those cells will decide, okay, I'll take in some less oxygen, and it will divert the oxygen to the other part of the body where the demand is, where the need is. Whereas the cancer cell doesn't do that. It doesn't look at the entire organism, the entire body. All it can think is I want, I want, I want. It doesn't matter if some other part is craving or hungry or thirsty. It says, I want. When you expand this two personalities to the entire planet, what do you see in the entire world? We have like around 8 billion people. What kind of mindset? On an average, I can't pinpoint to one, but on an average, the demand is, I want, I want, I want, I want. So it is like almost there is a worldwide metastasis of this, the cancer cell. Can we make a change? Can we make a change? There is an effect, there is something called as the inner world having an impact on the outer world. You know? We use the word in science as psychosomatic. What the mind can think, perceive, and believe, it'll get manifested in the body. So if I hold the thought, if I suddenly say to myself, all right, you're 60 years old. I believe this. I hold this thought, and I'm convinced that I'm 60 plus. No, I'm 60 plus. So automatically, what the body will start to do? It'll start to respond and react accordingly. I'll start to have arthritic symptoms in my knee. I'll start to walk like one, think like one, talk like one. Has an effect. Has an effect. What I can think, believe, and perceive, I can manifest. Even as Sister Nidhi was mentioning, I do research. So we do something called as, like drug studies, where there's a control arm and there's a placebo arm. And the placebo arm is, we give them like a sugar pill. There is no medicine at all. And the other people will get the real medicine, but they both won't know what they are getting. We'll tell the placebo arm also, okay, this is, you might be getting the medicine, you may not be getting the medicine. You know what is the effect? Both of them will get the same time of duration, same follow-up. What would you normally think? The one who just got a sugar pill or a water pill compared to the other? What would be the effect? You would think, if I didn't give you a medicine, it will not have an impact. But it's not so. A very good percentage of the people who got just that sugar pill or that placebo pill, they go through the same, yes, I had the same side effects. They will manifest those side effects, and they'll say, yes, my pain is reduced, or whatever that is. So what's happening? The mind over matter, it has an impact. So if that is the impact, can we hold for ourselves? Yes, for the body, it might be going through so many challenges, right? When we talk about care, who is the first person that we should be caring for? Self? In what way should we be caring for ourselves? Holistically as possible. And what do you mean by holistically? It's a very, very nice word. Excuse me? Taking care of what we think. Anything else in holistic? What do I? Body and mind. So in the body, what you feel, whether I'm getting enough exercise, whether I'm getting enough rest, is the body getting enough rest? And good that you thought of how am I thinking? Why is it important to know how I'm thinking is important for caring? Why did you think of it's important to take care of our thinking as a part of our caring? Sorry? It can impact my physical health, yes. Because every thought that I have is a vibration. And it has an impact, and those vibration has an impact on how I feel and how I manifest. And how do we want to feel? When we're taking care, we want to feel happy, we want to feel peaceful, we want to be joyful and happy and powerful and strong. So it all starts with the way I am thinking. There is something called as a Pygmalion effect. Pygmalion effect. It comes from a mythological character called Pygmalion, and he was a sculptor, a very good sculptor. A very good sculptor to an extent. He loved his sculpture, it is said. It's a mythology, right? So it could be a myth, so I'm not sure, but that's the word from where it comes. It seems he loved his sculpture so much that it gave life to it, and that it got life into it. So taking that concept, they did an experiment on school children, not just on the school children, but actually the teachers of the school children. So what did they say to the teacher? They told the teacher that one class, oh, these kids are excellent in academics. They're very good, hardworking students. They are very well. No, they're very good. This is a very good class. They are the acing class. What was in reality? They weren't. It was just a bunch of average kids. And the other class said, oh, we'll be happy if they even can pass through the exam. They're not interested. Again, same kind of caliber was there in both the classes, but this is what they told the teachers, the educators. That's all they said, right? Now, what happened? They follow these children. So the teacher go to those two classes, gives her lectures, education, and what happens? What do you think would be the effect? What is that? The opposite. The class which they told they are doing excellent in academics actually excelled. Why? And the other class, both were average classes, but the other class did miserably bad. Miserably bad. One class excelled and the other was miserably bad. The belief of the teacher, the educator. What one believes impacts how it comes into our action. It may not be verbally, she wouldn't have said anything, oh, you're not good, no. It's, we call it as awareness. What the awareness that I hold, it colors my attitude. And what colors my attitude will come in my vision, the way I look at you, the way I would interact with you, and it creates a whole new world. The impact of what I believe on the other affects their action and their perseverance as well. It's non-verbal communication. Verbally, I wouldn't have said anything bad to the kids, but how do I see them? What is my vision towards them? What is my attitude towards them? And those are the invisible vibrations and communication that goes across. Very big lesson to learn. So if I have to take care of myself, how do I see myself? What is the belief that I hold for the self? Right? If I can, the moment I wake up in the morning, if I can hold this awareness for few moments, what is the awareness? That, well, this body is like a car, right? Has all the spare parts to walk, to run, to see, to listen and all that. This body is a car. And who is the one who is moving this car around? It's the inner being, right? The inner being is energy, is light. I am the inner being, which is eternal, immortal. I, the inner being, am innately peaceful. Nothing can harm me. Can energy be cut? Can light be cut? Energy can never be created, so it can never be destroyed. I, the being can't be cut, can't be burned, can't be drowned. Very secured, very secure, very safe. Once you feel it, once you believe it, that you are safe. Yes, the car is going through some services, some repairs, some screws are loose. we're doing whatever we can to do it, but with the mindset that I am safe. I, the being, am innately pure, innately peaceful. With that mindset, when you start caring for the body as well, first taking care of how I feel, how I see, has a huge impact on how you take care of yourself. You need to take care of the car, but to remember that you are not the car. You're not a part of the car. Is driver a part of the car or an extension of the car? People have a lot of extensions, right, in the car. They'll have some roof, so many things, additional, what do you call, accessories, that's what we call them. Am I an accessory of the car? The driver is not an extension, it's not an accessory of the car. The driver is the master, is the owner. He chooses where to go, what to do. Similarly, I'm not this car, but I take care of this car. Suppose you have a very expensive car, you won't put any ordinary petrol. You will take premium. That's what you call it. You have varieties, right? Of course, unleaded, but premium petrol. So similarly, you might give the good food, organic, fresh from the farm, all of that. But just to know that you are not this car. You take care of this car, but you're not the car. The driver is separate. Now, what should be the mindset when we take care of others? If you are the... Is there anybody here who take care of others? You do? Anybody else? You have to take care of a family member. It could be take care of your children, your uncles, aunts, or nieces, neighbors, friends, Some way or the other, we might be in a place where we are taking care of someone else as well. Yeah. So what do you all think when you take care of others? Capability and the needs. Uh-huh. And what about in the capabilities?
Capability, am I capable and able, have I taken care of myself enough?
Am I capable? Am I taken care of myself enough that I can provide to someone else? Yes.
In my experience, it becomes very clear that you're not who you are. So
I think they want you to speak on the mic so that everybody who is online, yeah, it's okay. They'll get to hear your voice as well.
So what I said was to take care of the self and know the needs of both people, the carer and the who you providing for.
Yes, absolutely. If I don't take care of myself, how can I help the other? So first to do that. Anything else? How do you see the other person? Anything else you do before taking care of the other? Any other thoughts? One is to take care of a person if it's just one day or a few hours. Hey, I'm going out. Can you just take care of my kids for an hour? But if someone who is really ill and you know it's going down, it's going south, and chronically, if you have to take care, what should be our positioning? Positioning in my mind. How do I position myself? For the self, what did we do? That I am not this car. I'm the driver. I'm separate. Right? So in the same way, if I can look at the other person, just you don't have to say anything to that person, but in my mind, if I hold this vision, just for a few moments every day before you take care of that person, or anybody, if that is, if I can hold that vision that there's a beautiful light, it's a beautiful energy, this person is a beautiful energy, who's very peaceful, very loving, who's innately has all the virtues. Just hold that. And that energy is imperishable. That energy can't be destroyed. Yes, we are doing whatever we can to fix the spare parts, but that energy is innately secure, innately safe, and I just need to hold that again and again and again in my mind. It might be a very horrifying scene on the outside, but on the inside you see the eternality. You see the energy going continuous and safe. When you hold that attitude, when you hold that in the awareness, it will get transmitted to that person. They will also stand. Because one of the most fearsome thing is death. That this is going to end, this is it, there is nothing after that. But once we know that no, this is energy, yes, the driver will change the costume, will change the car when the car can't be taken forward any further. No, we total the car, we take a different car. So when I hold that, you take care of the costume, you take care of the body as well as possible, but holding that awareness in your mind. And that has a huge impact. And to do that, one is this awareness, and second is my vision. How do I see the other person? How do I see the self? Do I see the other person as like, low? I am the one who's giving you and like this is no one? Or I uphold the dignity of the other one as well. No, this is also a special person, is a special being. And with that vision, if I can look at that person, we use a word in Hindi, it's called drishti. It's the way, the attitude in which I see the other person. There is nothing verbal so far. We have not talked about, okay, how do you talk to them? How do you greet them? No. This is something which is done in silence. When you wake up, how do you see yourself? First thing in the morning, what is the first thought? What is the first awareness that I bring to myself? Right? So every day if I can practice that positive awareness for the self, for a few moments and throughout the day, it'll slip away. How much do we remember? No? We are aware there is a carpet, we are aware there is light, we are aware there is a mic, we are aware where we are. Am I aware of who I am? Even if I use the word who I am, we might be aware that I'm a female, I'm a male, I'm old, young, X, Y, and Z. Everything is limited to the car. The car is this model, this color. What about the driver? How do I see the driver? How do you see yourself? Anybody wants to share? How do you see yourself? What awareness do you hold?
Early in the morning.
Early in the morning, yes.
Sometimes I wake up and I don't know who I am.
Sometimes you wake up and you don't know who you are.
And then, as you say, you look at...
Hold on. Well, let's just wait for the mic to come across. Maybe you should just hold the mic and you pass it around. Yes. Just use the
sometimes, a lot, not sometimes, quite often I wake up and I don't know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So then I say to myself, oh, who am I and what day is it? And where am I? And then when I look around the room, like you just said, then I realize, oh, this looks familiar.
This looks familiar.
And I start thinking about who I am, and the memory comes back, but it's as if I've been into a different planet and come back to...
That's excellent. Look, all new start again, clean, fresh slate. That's interesting. Anybody else wants to share? What is the first thought or awareness? How do you see yourself? Anybody? All right, that's okay. You don't have to share. But if you feel compelled and if you get touched that you want to share, hey, this is how I see myself, that's fine as well. But so, to start our day with holding that awareness, can we do that as every day? In the morning when you wake up, just remind yourself that you are a healthy being, you are a happy being, and you are safe and secure. Can we do that? Being. Not sure about the car, but the driver. I am a safe, happy, healthy being. Healthy, there is no dis-ease, there is no discomfort for the soul, for the spirit, energy, or the soul. And every day as you go through the day, remind yourself every now and then, so who am I? Who am I? So every time you shine light on that, what will happen? Every time your attention goes there, where your attention will go, energy will flow. And where the energy will flow, what will happen? Things will grow. Things will grow. So check, where am I feeding? What am I feeding? Because there's always duality which will go on in the mind. There is a good one and there is a not so good one. They both will have dialogues. So, you're not that great. The other one will say, no, I'm good. I'm good. So the one you will feed, the one what you will repeat, the inner orchestra. It doesn't matter what everyone else is saying. No, it doesn't matter how they're looking at me. But what is the inner orchestra, the mantra, the chant which is going on inside? That will determine how you're feeling. So through the day, every now and then, just remind yourself, this is not being arrogant or this is not ego. You know what is ego? Attachment to a false identity. So just to be your true self is to care for yourself. So one is the awareness, second is the vision, my drishti, how do I see? Not with, there are three words we use, sympathy, empathy, compassion. There's a difference. Do you know the difference? Sympathy, empathy, compassion. Sympathy is, I know, I understand what you're going through. I totally understand what you're going through. There ends the story. I understand. Empathy, I feel what you're feeling. I understand and I really feel, I know how it is and I understand what you're going through and I feel. The next step is compassion. I know it, I understand it, I feel, but I want to take the step to make a difference. To help the other person to alleviate from whatever they're going through. Yeah? So compassion. So how I am seeing and what is that I want to care for them. So if I'm able to see that spirit, that I'm able to see the invisible energy, not, of course, I can't see spirits through my eyes, but just to hold it in our awareness that this is an invisible being who is going through all of this drama, but they are secure, they are fine, they are happy, they are safe, to hold that in our consciousness and to see them that way. So awareness, vision, and third, how else can you care for someone? Any other way? You were mentioning about our capabilities, what are the things that we can accumulate, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, whether it is mental, whether it's financial, what we can do to provide for them. But in the spirit of care is also to alleviate them from any kind of bondages, any kind of thing which is pulling them down from being peaceful, from being happy, or from being comfortable. If we can see, let's think of this drama, this whole life process, if we can look at it as a stage. Well, remember what Shakespeare said? World is a stage. And we're all actors. We're all actors. One is playing a role of Kinnari and the other one is playing a role of X, Y, and Z. Or if you can think of this little toy story, toy story, and there are different toys. We are all playing different roles. Yeah, we play different roles. Throughout the day we say, oh, you have no idea how many hats we have to wear, how many labels we have to carry, how many masks that we wear. Do you feel familiar with that? When doing all these games, when playing all these acting, to take care of the actor as well, to remember that I am an actor, I am a soul playing this role. And just by knowing that is to take care of yourself. And just by knowing that, we help the others to take care of them, and they can take care of themselves as well. Has anybody has challenge to take care of yourself? You know it. Yes, I know it. But do you have any problems taking care of yourself? Why are you all here today? You just saw there is a talk and you just came? Or you saw what was the topic? Did you all know what the topic was? Or you just walked in? So what is that you wanted to know in this topic? What was curious for you? Did you just see a stethoscope hanging on the flyer and you came to get some tips to take care, what vitamins to take, how to exercise? What were you looking for? To get inspired. To get inspired to do what? To do something different. Acha, okay. Something new, all right. Would you like to share? Maybe we pass the mic, it's okay? So that everybody can hear you, and we can hear you as well.
To learn how to apply the concepts that we learn here into the practical world, because it's very difficult sometimes.
What is that you learn here is you're finding it difficult? Can you be a little more specific?
It's applying it, always remembering that I am a soul, even when you've got lots of difficulties in a stressful situation. At that point, it's all nice to listen to when things are nice, but when the real test is there.
Very true. I think it comes with consistent practice. I remember when I had just graduated from medical school, and I got a job in one of a very large cardiology institution in India, and that put me into ICU. So ICU in a cardiac hospital is not very pleasant. It's you see, name the condition in the textbook and you will find it in that hospital. Right? It was that kind of a hospital. And it was very traumatizing because in front of your eyes, the driver is leaving the car and going. I mean, I can laugh, make it humorous now, but it wasn't that easy at that time. Because on one side, you see all the family members, right? I remember very vividly, there was a young lady who must be in her early 20s, and she had some huge heart issue. And we were trying to resuscitate her. You do CPR, you give a chest thump and all of that. The whole team is working. And her husband and this little child that she has, like a baby, almost like a baby. And they're seeing, and they're like, can you just save her? And it was I didn't go home happy that day for sure. So it was very, very hard at that time. But when I would come back home, or even before going to work, and this is what I would meditate, like, God, in my shift, I don't want anyone leaving the body. I'm just hoping that everybody stays stable and everybody's fine. And it was a genuine thought that I would hold. Before I leave work, I would sit for 10-15 minutes and I would just visualize that all the patients in the ward, in that ICU unit, are fine. They are fine. They will be fine. To hold it. Well, things will go south. Sometimes it goes north. It's fine. But the practice, I had to do the practice myself. Kinnari, remember, this is just energy. They're changing their costume. Sometimes it's nothing that you can do. You have all the skills. You have the best treatment, best provider, but you can't help. It's just time, and it is just the script in this drama or something that they have to change their costume. Right? So that practice throughout, again and again and again, I needed to remind myself. Of course, it's a very dramatic place to practice, but what you had been practicing before comes in help at that time of need. It becomes you build your muscle slowly. In one day, you won't have an 8-pack muscle, but slowly you build your muscle, you increase your capacity, you increase your strength. When you use weights, you start with little. You'll do it for 5 minutes. Next day you will, maybe not be next day, you all might be, I'm not a good bodybuilder, but you increase your stamina, you increase your ability and capability. So similarly, just a gentle reminder, even if I'm combing my hair, who is it? I am an invisible, that energy, I am secure. I am a peaceful being, I am light. As I'm putting my shoes on, as I'm getting into the car, as I'm starting the car, just a fraction of a second, shine that light. Shine, when I say shine that light, just to remind yourself of who you are. And similarly, when you're taking care of someone else, just a reminder. You might call them uncle, aunt, dad, mom, papa, or your grandpa, whoever, that loving bond is there. But just to remember, they are also an energy. They are people. Reduce. I want them to give me respect. I want them to call me. I want them to talk to me. I want them to acknowledge me. That want will reduce. Slowly reduce. Slowly reduce. And when that want is reduced, that craving, the thirst, the deprivation will reduce. What will happen? Contentment will come. I have everything I need. I don't need. The car might need some parts, fuel, refuel, servicing, annual, detailing, whatnot. Sometimes tire change. But I, the being, am full. Just hold that awareness. And what you will believe, what you will conceive, what you will feel. And when you feel full, you won't be a asker. I won't be a beggar. Give me something. You will be a giver. You will be a provider. What can I help you? You see the picture over there, Dadi Janki. You all know Dadi Janki? She was the administrative head, and she passed away in 2020 at the age of 104. When she started her spiritual journey, she was in Pune, city in India. And of course, the organization was not this big. And also when she came to London, I get to hear these stories because I'm visiting, right? I went and visited the first place where she stayed. And of course, there was not this great heating facility and all of that. She used to sleep on the door as a bed. She'll make some wooden door she had found. That would have been her bed. But at the same time, limited resources, but a generous heart, a big heart. And even in Pune, she would have little, in India we make like small, like bread pieces, right? She would have some roti, which we call it as tortillas or bread. That would have been her lunch. But when somebody would come, she would share from it with so much of generosity, not thinking, oh, that was my meal, how can I give you? No? She would share. And now see what a legacy she left behind, what an example and a sample that she is for us. So, in caring, there has to be that concept of also giving, and that giving will come from fullness. That I need nothing. I don't need an acknowledgement. I don't need anything. I'm here to serve. There is something called as a helper's high. Have you heard of helper's high? There are a lot of other highs, right, in this world. You drink, you eat, you get high. But there's something called as a helper's high. When you help someone or when you give something, do you all like chocolates? Yeah? All right, good. Okay. Do you all have very much? Huh? Is there a favorite chocolate that you can think of? Your favorite? Do you have one particular or many? You have one. Okay. Think of that one favorite chocolate that you have. All right? And say somebody comes to you and you had a couple of chocolates, just general couple of chocolates, and you gave them some. You could have had the option to eat, but you shared it with somebody. You shared it with your friend. How do you feel? You feel good. No, you feel good. No, every time you remember, I gave my chocolate to him, you'll feel good. Every time you remember. Now, shift the scenario. You have only one chocolate, and your friend comes, and he's hungry, and you give that chocolate to him. How do you feel? You feel good. This good is a little more than the previous good. Third scenario, you are hungry. That's the only chocolate that you have. And your friend comes and says, I am hungry. And you decide, you choose to give your favorite one chocolate that you had to him. Now, how do you feel? It's a little more higher. You see how the happiness, this is called as helper's high. Helper's high. It is not what they told you in return. Oh, thank you. It's how you just feel by doing that act of giving or sharing. This is still physical, right? But in the spirit of caring, if I can care for this spirit inside and the other, to free them from the bondages or free them from feeling that low, whatever. Because they might be thinking, oh, this is the end, or I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. No, sometimes things are that way. Not that it's not mathematics. A plus B will always be equal to C. No, it might be minus B. So to hold that, and when you give, you actually receive a lot. You will receive a lot. Yeah? So I'm just going to pause here, looking at the time. And if you have any questions, any comments, or any ideas, what would work for you? Anybody? Oh, the mic is there. You have a question?
Thanks, Mr. Kinnari. There's a question from the online viewers.
Okay.
You're talking about healing and to heal yourself. So the question is that how can one heal themselves from the past hurt?
So understanding the word heal is to come back to my wholeness, right? And past hurt. There are many ways. I'm not sure what the hurt is. Say I have a cup of glass of water in my hand, right? And I'm holding the glass of water like this for 5 minutes. You can hold a glass of water for 5 minutes? 10 minutes? Half an hour? You just have to keep your hand straight and hold it like that for half an hour. Possible? may be possible, but you will be with a lot of aches and pains, right? So what the glass size did not change, the quantity of water did not change. Why was it hurting us? Why was it hurting me? Because I'm holding it, because I'm carrying it. Yeah? And how can I ease that hurt or that pain? How can I ease it? I need to put the glass down, right? So, easily said, right? But the same way, what am I carrying in my mind? What am I carrying in my intellect? The scene might have come and gone. Right? When you say a scene, it's an experience I must have had. An experience has a beginning, middle, and an end. I, the being, am the experiencer who goes beyond and after that experience. So one of the things that helps in being light is to let it go. And to let it go, what I've learned here, one of the things is to understand that what is the lesson did that scene teach me? When did you learn the most? When you had a rise or when you fell? When you encountered a roadblock? When there was a struggle, whether it is in relationship, whether it was in business, whether I did some loss, whether it was an exam I failed, or in anything, wherever I encountered a roadblock or wherever I had to struggle, is something that I learned. I learned, okay, maybe I have to study differently. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this in relationship. Maybe I should invest wisely. It made me think. So, if there is a hurt, there's something that I have taken, it was something I did wrong or I got something wrong. One is what did I learn from it? And from learning, that scene is there, but I'm not feeding the heavy energy, oh, it happened to me. Rather, we're not demented, we have very intact memory. If so-and-so sat on the chair 10 years back, I will say, 10 years back in that chair, in that position, this is what you told me. Do you remember what you ate 2 days back for dinner? No, but we remember that, right? So to make it lighter, we remember the scene, but instead of feeding that heavy energy, so I'm glad that happened to me because it brought a change in my life. It brought a change in my perception, in my way of seeing, in my way of behaving or interacting with people. And the other, what we learn is, well, it was a scene in the drama, in the script which is getting enacted, to say past, it's finished, it's finished, it's gone, let me start new. Now the time is in my hand, it's a clean, new start, let me start new, let me start fresh. When you let go of something, that vacuum has to be filled in as well. I need to heal that. And for that, I connect to the source. I need to connect to the source to get that power, to get that compassion, to heal. And that's why the source is also called the comforter of the heart. It gives comfort, not to the physical heart, but for the heart of the being. So I need to comfort, yes. Can you take the mic to ask?
It's amazing. My question is on ill health. How does one heal the illness that's created by the mind in the body?
I need to change the mind. I need to change the way I'm thinking. Because it's psychosomatic. If I am thinking a thought and it's having an impact on the body, so I need to change the thought that I'm creating. So the question could be, what should I think? Yeah. Right? What should I think? So identify what is the thought that I'm creating. It has an impact. Say, I gave you a silly example of, oh, I'm 65, so I'll start to feel the arthritic pain here, there, I'll start to walk, maybe I can't even get down these stairs. but to think that I am a well-being, I am fine, I am healthy, I am a safe being, I am secure, I am eternal, imperishable, immortal. Coming from that space of safety, I need to feel secure. And that security will come when you understand, or when you realize that energy can't be destroyed.
Thank you.
But you need to repeat that again and again, because the other orchestra is going on. You need to change the radio channel. Any other thought, or should we do a final meditation? Anyone else has a comment? No question. All right. All right. Let's do a final meditation, or a reflection rather. Sitting comfortably. Just becoming aware of the surrounding. You're aware of where you are. You're aware of what's happening outside the building, the sound, the light, the people. And in one moment, just zoom off from everything of the outside world. As if it's happening far at a distance. Just observe your body. From head to toe. Just observe your body. The breathing, the movement of the air, and as you observe, the body just settles into its natural state. And allow it to settle into its natural state. Every muscle, every cell of the body. Turning our attention inward towards that inner being who has been listening, thinking, feeling, and perceiving. The invisible, but the beautiful energy see yourself as a beautiful, tiny star of light. And you, the tiny star of light, is very lucky, very peaceful and calm. No matter what the storms might go on the outside, but I, the being, am peace. I, the being, am energy. Which is eternal and immortal. The being is absolutely safe. It has everything that the being needs. And on the screen of your mind, let me look at my family, my friends, and whoever that I need to take care of, also as these beautiful stars. They're peaceful, loving beings of light. And I hold this vision for everyone. Young or old, the being is light. The being is safe and healthy. And I wish the best for everyone. The best for everyone. Om Shanti. Shanti.
So good evening, and thank you, Sister Kinnari. You enjoyed that talk? So many things to take with you, but main thing, just making the simple practice of remembering that we are an eternal being of light. So the product for the week that goes with the theme is Lifting Your Spirits, 7 Tools for Coping with Illness. So that's a book, a guide, and 2 CDs in it. So you can browse down in a shop, look for it, or you can also get it online. And our topic next Tuesday is going to be about easiness whilst being busy. So easiness and busyness. And just to remind you, that this weekend is your Jubilee weekend, and there's lots of street parties, fairs, etc. that's happening. So we will be taking part in the fair or the street party, call it whatever, different names for different things. We'll be in the King's Edward Park, which is just on Park Lane or St. John's Road. So do come and join us. It's from 12 to 7 p.m. this Saturday. And yes, just also a very sweet reminder in advance so that you can keep that date free in your diary. It's not a Tuesday, but it's going to be on a Wednesday, 22nd of June. So we'll have our Tuesday talk as usual on 21st, and that week is, of course, marking the Refugee Week. But on 22nd of June, we're going to have a very special event with Sister Jayanti. A few months ago we were planning, and for one reason or other, many of the speakers could not come. So Sister Jayanti with other panelists, a bishop from the church, imam, and a few others. So, and also be like a musical evening. So that's 22nd in the evening, say from 6 onwards approximately, till it's going to be a long program till 8:30. So keep that date available. It will also be online if you're not able to be here in person, but it's best to come and watch in person. So just to let you know in advance. Thank you for coming, and go home safely. See you soon. Bye.